Hello everyone and welcome back to Cutting Edge Action. Today we're giving the SOG Seal Flipper XR another shot at the log splitting and fire starting challenge that I tried to put it through a few weeks back. If you'll recall, the knife had a factory defect that prevented the lock bar from fully engaging and actually locking the knife fully. Upon further testing after the previous video, I was able to force the knife closed with just my hands. SOG claims the lock on this knife can take 1,500 pounds of force. To further muddy the waters, SOG's own product images show the lock in two different states of engagement in the open position. On this image, you can see that there is no gap between the plastic cover on the lock bar and the slot in the scale that it fits into. In the next image here, you can see a clear gap between the plastic cover and the slot. In order for the lock to work to its full potential, the lock bar has to slide all the way forward. The issue seems to be that SOG has made the tang spine that the lock slides over inclined, making the knife easier to swing closed. This creates a problem where downward force at the tip of the blade can actually force the lock bar backwards and out of the locked open position. It's easiest to illustrate with a diagram, but please excuse my lack of artistic vision here. Here, you'll see me grinding away at the knife with the file on my Leatherman Wave Plus while having very little effect on this hardened steel. I used a piece of sandpaper wrapped around a pencil to fix the finish and flatten things out. Unfortunately, when I got the tool to actually finish the job, I had already stopped recording. This process had been going on for nearly an hour and I was quite frustrated by this time and tired. I was finally able to fix the issue by filing an extremely small, and I'm talking less than 1mm, notch in the spine with a thin diamond rod. The exact diamond rod I used was the diamond rod for serrated edges from the Smith's Pocket Pal knife sharpener. After applying this fix, the lock bar can slide all the way forward when the knife is in the open position. There's even a nice positive click to let you know that the lock has been fully engaged. After applying the fix though, the blade had a tiny bit of play between the solid crossbar and the lock bar. I fixed that with just a single tiny piece of duct tape on the blade spine. Now that's definitely a band-aid fix, but the knife is still rock solid even after batoning a few logs and starting a fire for the purposes of this video. I could fix it more permanently by disassembling the knife again and applying an extremely small blob of solder to the spine and then bringing it down to size with a file and sandpaper. Now that we've taken care of SOG's manufacturing defect, feature, I'm not even really sure at this point, let's go ahead and send it back through the batoning test. As you can see, the knife now has no problem at all going right through the knot in this wood, even while I was swinging directly down on the tip like I did in the previous video. After everything this knife has been through at this point, and my poor technique, it's still plenty sharp enough to give me some good feathers and shavings to get my fire going. From the time I had my base of feathers and shavings to when I had the base of my fire was only about 15 minutes this time. I learned some technique from the Bushcrafter video, and I think I should be able to get this process done even faster in future videos. Because of the coating that covers basically every metal surface on the knife, I had to use the blade to throw sparks from the rod. The knife shrugged this off and managed to hold an edge through the entire process, which is very impressive. I would now consider this knife 100% dependable, and I'd totally trust it if I had to get a fire started for whatever reason. I have yet to sharpen this blade a single time. The only thing I did between the last video and this one was run it over a strop a few times. Even after all this brutality, the knife can still easily baton right through this dense log. I made sure to apply pressure right at the tip to try to get the lock to fail again, but I was unable to do so. After all this, the knife still manages to cut through receipt paper with minimal difficulty. There are a few dull spots and some rolling in the edge, but it still manages to get right through. To sum this video up, I'm very confused as to what SOG's intention is here. The inconsistencies in their marketing materials make it even more convoluted. I might go ahead and buy another one of these just to see if I would be able to force it closed with my hands like I was with this one. At the end of this video, I seem to be left in a similar position to how I felt at the end of the last video. I really want to love the SOG Seal Flipper XR, and I think I do after putting in the work myself to make it perform exactly how I think it should. However, I don't think I can recommend it to anyone else because of the way it came out of the box. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and leave a like as this video took a ton of time to make and produce. Go ahead and get subscribed and click the bell if you're not subscribed already. Until next time, this has been Cutting Edge Action.